What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's happening? It's a later show tonight. Well, there you have it. There you have it. The Halloween Kills trailer has dropped prematurely, folks. Thanks to a bunch of leaks that happened. The wheels were in motion. Have you watched the trailer? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? It is here. You have witnessed it. You've seen the trailer. Halloween Kills, October the 15th, I believe it is, 2021. We're going to talk about it here today. Tonight, I should say. It is June 24th, 2021, 9:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to see you all here today. So let's start here. Before I give you my thoughts on the Halloween Kills trailer, let's start here. Let's compartmentalize this stream a little bit, and let's start here. So, as you know, the Halloween Kills trailer was supposed to release on July the 1st. That's not my opinion. That's not a guess. That is information that was given to me, and I've seen the evidence for it. However, because of the leaks and what was going on, and I'm going to talk about that at the end, but because of the leaks and everything that was going on, Universal decided to release it today. Jason Blum, I hope you had a word with your contact over at Universal. This kind of thing it's unacceptable. You know, there are things they can do to avoid this happening, by the way. There are things they can do. And I don't mean like there's encoding, there's encryption, there's all sorts of things they could do to avoid this. But nonetheless, it has happened. And like I said to you this morning on McRae Live, I said to you, with the few images that were out there, I could see those images being out there and it still being July 1st. But I said to you, if you tuned in this morning, I said, if more leaks, like the entire trailer in images, or if the trailer does leak, and it supposedly did this morning, but I hadn't seen it yet. I said, if that makes its way onto YouTube and a couple of YouTube channels, Universal is going to have to release it early. I spoke to my source earlier this afternoon. I was actually talking to a couple, because I have 3 people that I reach out to, and I was talking to all of them today. And the source that told me July 1st said to me that Universal's got to get ahead of this. You know, that it's basically it's likely to happen. And it did. And then I reached out to a couple of my other sources who are, again, these are people not, you know, for those of you that might be new to my channel that may not know me, these are not people that know Jim's dog's roommate. These are people that are in positions of a certain level of seniority that know this kind of stuff. They're in direct contact that would know information like this. And across the board, I got from everybody, no, they're not going to wait. And they can't wait. You know, the original intention was July 1st, but because July 1st is, as of right now, still so many days away, and the trailer just leaked, they cannot have millions of views being accumulated with a dog shit version of the trailer. They had to get ahead of it. I said to you that likely will happen. They needed to get ahead of it to gain control of it. Right? Because they lost control. They're no longer in control of what's being put out there. They needed to get ahead of it, and that's what they did. I said to you, it could come tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, whatever. Well, it was tonight. That doesn't surprise me. I'm disappointed about all this, and we're going to talk about that at the end. It's unfortunate. But yes, it was supposed to come out July 1st. It was going to be attached to The Purge. That's what it was. And, you know, what are you going to do, right? It happens. So let's talk about this trailer, and then I'm going to go on a bit of a rant at the end, because you know, again, it's something that some people may not care about, but I need to talk about that. So let's talk about the trailer. So what did I think? If you see me looking over here, it's because I have a screen over here. I have several, and I just want to make sure that I have the right screen up to go through the trailer. So what did I think of it? Well, I'm going to tell you this. These are my first impression thoughts, right? I found myself liking this trailer more than I found myself liking the Halloween 2018 trailer, its first trailer, on my first watch. I remember when I watched the Halloween 2018 trailer, and I actually did a live reaction of that. Was it live or was it taped? Might have been taped, actually. It might have been pre-recorded and I just uploaded it. But I hadn't seen it. Like, I actually was watching it for the first time. But I don't think it was live. Anyway, I remember when it was done, I remember feeling inside, oh, okay, sure, cool. Can't wait to see it. You know what I mean? This trailer didn't blow me away. I mean, I'm not here going, oh my God, but it depends on the level of Halloween fan you are and the expectations you have. But at the end of watching this Halloween Kills trailer, I found myself going, I liked this better than the first time that I watched the 2018 trailer. Now, that may surprise some of you because of some of the things that they revealed and showed in this trailer. They showed a lot. Are we surprised? No. I told you on this morning's McRae Live, I said that, a 2 minute and 37 second trailer doesn't necessarily mean they're showing a lot. It all depends on, you can have a 2 minute and 37 second trailer and show hardly anything. You can have a 1 minute teaser and show fucking everything, right? I mean, it all depends on how it's cut, the pacing, what they're showing, how it's put together. So I just wanted to say that, but I did say that Blumhouse and Universal do have a pattern of showing a lot in their trailers, whether it's Halloween 18, Freaky, fill in the blank, right? So I said, be prepared to see a lot, not because of the time, but because of the pattern that we've noticed with this team. And sure enough, we did get a lot. We got a lot, right? We got a lot. I think I found myself really liking this on my first watch because I liked the energy of the trailer. I like the energy of the trailer. I'd have to go back and watch the 2018 Halloween trailer again too, to see what the tone. But and again, this is the second installment in a 3-act play. We've already been introduced to these characters. We already know what's going on. There's a certain level of catching up you don't need to do, right? Or sort of setting the stage that you don't need to do. You can jump right into it. So I think that I felt that when I was watching it, and I like the energy. I love what sounds like strings, like actual, the Halloween theme in like what sounds like a cello or, I really like that. That's something we've never heard before. And I really like that. That's nice. And then of course we did hear the more of the classic kind of theme, which is fine. Which sounded good. But I really like that. I really hope we hear more of that. I really like that. Really like that. A lot. And if that is mixed in with other instruments and sounds, that could be pretty special. I just hope it's not like The Shape Hunts Allison or Stalks Allison, whatever it was, where it's really awesome for 18 seconds, then it just stops. Not the piece of music, I mean the scene itself. So I like that about it. I like it, from a purely fan perspective, right? I'm wearing two hats here. I'm wearing the filmmaking hat and the fan hat. The fan hat, it's great to see, there's Tommy, there's Marion. We didn't see Brackett, at least I don't think so. Oh, that's cool, seeing that and seeing this, and oh, that's cool. There's that fan stuff, right? And then of course I'm watching it and I think to myself, well, they are showing a lot. There's a few kills, and listen, we knew it was going to be brutal. If you've read the leaked script, kind of matches up. If you are, with a title like Halloween Kills, I mean, I said this to you in the summer of 2019 when it was announced what the titles were. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, right? You remember that little thing where it's like, the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode is not over. Do you remember that little thing, right? On October 15th, 2021, of course, it was going to be Halloween, or 2020, Halloween Kills, 2021, Halloween Ends. Of course, that changed, right? I'm sure you remember that one. And I remember talking about it and saying, well, with a name like Halloween Kills, there's a high probability here that the body count's going to be high. And my worry is, what is it going to be like? Is it going to be how Jason is Michael going to be, right? It's that balance. I understand that you've got to entertain the modern audience. I get that, but you don't want to lose the fundamental foundation of the DNA that is Michael Myers, which makes Michael. There's a line in this trailer that I found really cool, actually. That's interesting. Now, whether it's just poetic, you can play this two ways. Right? You can play it just, it's a figure of speech, right? Like what Dr. Loomis sometimes does, right? Dr. Loomis is not literally telling you that Michael is literally a supernatural being from another planet. That's not what he's saying. But in a lot of the poetic, rhythmic the poetic dialogue that he has in that first film, I watched him for 15 years. Sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall. I mean, he doesn't literally mean all Michael did was sit, in a room for 15 years just staring at a wall. Obviously, he ate, he peed, he got up, he laid down, he went to bed. It's a figure of speech, right? You're painting a picture. You're painting a picture like, fuck, dude, this guy does fucking nothing. I can't reach him. What the fuck's going on, right? You're painting a picture, right? So there's a line in this trailer that I actually quite liked, and I forget it verbatim because I've only watched the trailer 3 times. But it's when Laurie Strode says, Michael is something like he's human, yes, but no human could survive that fire, or that part couldn't survive. Every time he kills, he gets more and more evil. Whatever the line was, you know what I'm talking about, right? I like that. I like that line. That's a cool line because it's very much what Dr. Loomis would say. Now, whether it's true or not, like whether there's a literal truthness to it. Yes, every time he kills, the supernatural entity that is inside him gets bigger and more evil. I don't think it's necessarily meant to be taken literally, but it's the unknown factor that keeps you wondering. And that's the part that needs to be preserved with Michael Myers. That's the part that needs to be there. So I like that line. I like that line a lot. It's totally a line that I would have put in there for sure. It's something Dr. Loomis would say, right? She's painting a picture. She's letting you know this is fucking serious. He's like this. He's like that. Think of this. Think of that. Like, oh my, she's painting that picture. So I really like that. I thought that was really cool. I like that line a lot. Visually, again, right? It looks fantastic in terms of the quality. It's a trailer. It's supposed to look that way, right? I'm sure there were some people that really loved the It's Me, Billy trailer, but hated the movie. I mean, that's the point of a trailer it's designed, if it's done well, to market, to get you hyped. It tells a story in and of itself. A good trailer does tell a story as well, a mini story. And they've done a great job. It looks great, but so did The Last Jedi, and that's kind of par for the course, right? So when somebody says, yeah, but it looks awesome. Well, of course it does. Of course. I mean, that's the point. It's supposed to look cool, right? With great color and wow, really pops and all that. Yes. This is a professional Hollywood film. I wouldn't expect anything less, right? So it looks great, right? So did Halloween 18. So did The Last Jedi, not saying Halloween Kills are going to be garbage. I'm just saying that's not really a measuring stick. It's supposed to look like that, right? It looks cool. Like to see, I noticed we didn't see Brackett in there. We didn't see Brackett, which that's okay. That's cool. They're kind of keeping him to the side. There's a few, listen, as I said, we knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be a high body count. You do see that. You get the suggestion of that. If you've read the leaked script, there's, more to come. So I will say that there's a few kills in here. Like, it's cool to see, but I think some of these kills would have been nice to experience in the theater. I don't think they needed to show nearly, but I understand what this trailer is. You see, what is the story of the trailer, right? Every trailer tells a story, okay? And you have to ask yourself, when they are cutting a trailer, what's the message we want to get across, right? What is the little mini narrative of this trailer? When Bruce and I were doing, the marketing for It's Me, Billy, we had to think of that. What is the narrative of this teaser? What is the narrative of this official trailer? What is the narrative of this TV spot, right? You have to think about that. So the narrative of this trailer, there could be another one. There likely will be. I don't know if there'll be another trailer, although they may do another one, which might come out in September. There's definitely going to be TV spots. Like, you'll definitely get that shit around the end of September. But I'm going to say that the narrative of this trailer is clearly a call to arms. It is letting the audience know that this is a very intense film. It's a war. There's shit. It's a call to arms. Shit's happening. That's why you don't get a lot of any exposition. You get little bits, right? But it's not, it's very, just in little sound bites, right? The only real sort of, substance we get with kind of context of where we are now in the story is Laurie's line, right? No man could survive that fire, and, this and that, and the more he kills, the more he's, that Loomis kind of thing, right? And that is substituting any sort of extension of any scenes of dialogue that you might get. Because you don't get a lot. Like, you get a couple of lines with Barker, and you get a couple of lines with, Allison, but they're very soundbitey, right? Nothing real substance per se in terms of the story, right? But that wasn't the design of the trailer. The design of the trailer was not that. The design is, we want to relay to the audience, this is no holds barred. This is fucking balls to the wall. We are going fucking just ape shit, right? That's what they wanted to convey. And that's what they did. So depending on where you fall, you're going to either really love this fucking trailer. Like, yes! And shout out to the sound designers. And see, that's how important sound is, folks. That's how important sound is in film. And having just literally sound designed my own film, which everybody seems to really like, I can tell you, and of course I've been working with sound for over 20 years, I can tell you that sound is arguably more important than picture. And so the sound design, as expected, this is a major international release. We wouldn't expect anything less, but I always get a kick out of it because I watch certain things from maybe a different point of view than the average moviegoer. And I'm always like, I love this. I know what they did there. I know how they mixed that. You know what I mean? I know what they're doing. And it's fun because it's like, yeah, that would have been fun to mix. You know what I mean? That's fun shit to mix, I'm telling you. So the sound sounds great, right? All that stuff. The opening of let's walk through it. Let's walk through it here. I've sort of given you my, hang on. It's a lot going on in my head. Let me finish. So I, overall, I liked the trailer. I did think there were, for my taste, if I want to tap into my Halloween purist, right, who I am as a Halloween fan, yes, I would not have shown as much as they did. But you remember months ago, a year ago, I said to you, I think I have a feeling I'm going to like this movie more than 18. Not because they're going to go back and do everything that I think they should have done or, just make him more like, you know what I mean? I understand you've got to progress I understand this is 2021. It's a different audience. I understand all that. I can intellectualize it. I get it. And I think now that Halloween 18 is out of the way and I know where we are, I know what to expect a little bit. I'm not expecting anything but what I'm seeing. So I think I can now take it at face value and enjoy it for what it is. And that doesn't mean that it's bad filmmaking. It doesn't mean that what David Gordon Green did in Halloween 18 is bad or wrong. These are just different creative decisions that I wouldn't have done. And you can watch all that. I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about, some of the things I would have done differently with the closet scene, with the car scene, he puts on his mask and so on and so forth. Just different creative decisions I would have done differently. But now that I kind of know what to expect, I can sort of just sit back and just enjoy it for what it is. And I mean that. I mean, genuinely, sincerely enjoy it for what it is. So I think that's why when I watched this trailer, I really didn't have any high expectations because I know what to expect. And I don't mean unrealistic fanboy expectations. I didn't have those. I'm talking about, as I always say, I had continuity, logistical continuity expectations when you're making a direct sequel to the 1978 film. I always felt there were certain things that should have been carried over in terms of character and, you know, all that kind of jazz, right? Which was not. Halloween 18 was largely void of suspense. Now, if there's one thing I did not experience or see in this movie, well, a little bit, was I didn't see any suspense. It was all action, action, punchline, 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 punchline. But it's a trailer, you know? Now, there was a little bit of suspense towards the end of the trailer when you saw, I believe it was Cameron, when he's got that gun in his hand, he's walking through the hallway and you see the blood dripping on his hand. That's cool. And he looks up. I have a feeling I know who that is. But that's cool. That's cool, right? So it looks like there'd be some suspense there. There's no doubt that I think there is some suspense in the film, having read what I've read in terms of the script and know what I know from some people who've talked to me. I think there is, which is good because that's important, right? You don't want just the punchline of a joke is nothing without the setup. So you got to have the setup. You got to have suspense. You got to have the build. I understand it's 2021 and you're not necessarily going to be slow burny for Dave McRae's liking, right? Slow burn. I get that, but you got to have suspense. You got to have it. You know, if your suspense lasts 3.8 seconds, I'm disconnected emotionally from what's going on. So we definitely need that. Didn't see that, but again, I understand what the narrative is of this trailer. You know, always remember that when you're watching a trailer, what's the narrative they're telling me? What's the style? What am I being told through these images, right? This is clearly call to arms, high octane, Halloween kills. You know what I mean? Us versus them versus, or us versus them, us versus Michael versus us. Let's rise up. And that's what this is. So they want to show that dynamic, right? It's possible you may get another trailer that's more nuanced, where you see a little more of the human story, a little more of the human element side to it. You might see more of that in TV spots as well, right? So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I do think they showed too much for my liking, but let's walk through it together. I'll bring it up here on the other screen. I'm not going to play it. We're just going to go through it together in the sense of, oh, there we go. We're going to go through it together. So obviously it opens with this. I'm sure Universal will give me a copyright strike, not a strike, but a copyright thing, so they can reap the benefits of this. That's fine. Universal, if you're watching, I understand if you have to do that. Totally understand. But nonetheless. So obviously we open on this great shot. This is a great shot of the house on fire, which is really cool. Again, visually, aesthetically, looks great, right? Really like it. Looks awesome. We are introduced essentially to what was the TV spot. Let me just keep going here. Let me go back up here. Oh, where am I here? So we're eventually introduced to the TV spot. And we got the fire trucks going by, and they're in the back there. We know that. It cuts to this. We see this. We've seen this before. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. We can jump ahead here. And then we're introduced to, fuck it. This is going to be painstaking. Fuck it. Let's just play it and I'll pause it. That's what we'll do. Fuck it. All right. Can I pause it and do that? Yeah. Okay, good. So, we're introduced to the house. Great shot, right? We saw this on that the Halloween teaser. See, they're calling this trailer number 2, but we saw this on the Halloween teaser that they released at Halloween time last year. Essentially, that is sort of the beginning of this trailer. Really is sort of very much kind of what we saw. We've seen this before, right? Cool stuff. Allison is still holding the knife in her hand. Of course, that's very symbolic. That's like a passing of the torch. If Halloween 18 had never spawned a sequel, although Halloween 18 does feel like it ends abruptly, even I admit that when I saw the film at the world premiere in Toronto, I remember thinking to myself, wow, that kind of just suddenly ends. But the symbolism of ending on her holding the knife is that passing of the torch. Now she has the strength that her grandmother had, right? So now we come back to that and we pick up from that moment, right? She still has that in her hand, right? So she hasn't lost that, obviously. Let it burn. For those of you that are still confused about what she says, she is saying, let it burn, not let him burn or let whatever burn. She's not assuming Michael's gender. Just a joke, folks. Just a joke. Laugh, relax. The world's too serious. But she's saying let it burn, right? Is she referring to the house or Michael? Well, listen, if you want to think she's referring to the house, okay. Come on. That's cinematic language. Now, I don't mean like she literally is speaking, but that is what is known as cinematic language, okay? Cinematic language doesn't necessarily mean verbal communication. It can, but it can also be foreshadowing, symbolism, character performance, camera angles, how you tell the story through a lens. But this clearly, yes, that's what she means, right? She's talking about the shape. Let it burn, right? It makes sense to her character. It makes sense that she would be saying that, okay? Mr. Nugglebombs, don't do that, please. Appreciate it. Don't spam the chat. So we move on here, and then, of course, we cut to where the firefighters are. And this is really cool. Mr. Nugget Bombs, is that what it is? Yeah, don't do that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tabitha. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, Tabitha. Okay, I'll just do that. All right, there you go. Don't have time for that crap, guys. Okay, so thank you, Tabitha. I appreciate it. So then we, of course, come to this great scene, right? Again, everything looks really cool, with the firefighters and stuff. And I admit, I like, again, I'm somebody that doesn't need to see how Michael escaped. I don't need to see the brutality of that. It doesn't, I would be perfectly fine if the house just burned to the ground and his body was not there. And it's like, wait a minute, we found Ray's body, because Ray, for those of you that don't remember, Ray, yes, he did die out on the front lawn, but he was found by Laurie Strode in the closet. Remember that? When she opens the closet, he's actually in the closet. So I always thought, it would have been cool and more mystery if the house burned to the ground and they're like, we found a body. They think it might be Michael's, but it's Ray. And Michael's isn't anywhere to be found. That's cool. That's the shape, right? That's awesome. Not that this can't be awesome either, just two different creative choices, right? So we knew that this was going to happen, and it's a cool opening. It's cool. We have the one firefighter here. He falls, of course, through the floor into the basement where Michael is, and then this guy's like, what are you doing? Hey, buddy, take my hand. Come on. And this is a cool shot. I admit, that's really cool. That's really cool, right? Clearly, that is not the firefighter. That is Michael Myers, who no doubt is grabbing his hand. What's going to happen? You think the firefighter is going to pull Michael up to his level? No, of course not. Michael's going to he's grabbing his hand. He's going to pull him down in onto his level. And very cool. Like, I mean, again, I want to see that play out. I actually would have been okay if that was the last we saw. We never in the trailer go back to this. We don't go back to this. We don't see the fire. I understand why we did, okay? But I think it would have been cool if this is all we saw. We see this, the firefighter's in there. He falls through the floor. His buddy's like, oh, dude, you okay? Take my hand, man. Take my hand, right? And then Michael grabs his hand. It cuts like it does. And what's the next shot? Cuts like it does. Oh yeah, and then it comes to here, which is cool. I mean, this is a great reveal. It's very cool. Whether this is going to be in slow motion, actually in the movie, like we see here, or this is going to be just slow motion for the trailer, because you have to remember that, okay? That when you're cutting a trailer, when the trailer houses cut trailers, there is some creative liberties that are taken. And that is because this is part of the marketing machine. You are marketing a movie. You are selling your product. You have to make it look as stylistically as attractive as you possibly can. Not necessarily mislead your audience, but this is a multi-million-dollar film. You've got to fucking, you know what I mean? So whether Michael comes out of the house in this epic slow motion kind of 80s style action movie kind of thing, it's cool. What happened there? It's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool, right? Whether that is it, who knows? I have no idea. But it's cool. But I would have been okay if he grabbed the firefighter's hand, and clearly it goes like, cuts to black, and then we cut into the hospital with Laurie Strode. That would have been cool. Think of the mystery and the mystique that would have surrounded you with that, right? Think of everything you would have been like, oh, fuck, what happens? Then you get to experience everything you saw in the trailer. Now, there's no doubt there's more they haven't shown you from the firefighters and Michael Myers scene. But then you get to go, oh, shit, fuck, what's going to happen? And then your wheels begin to turn over the next, 3 months. And then you get to experience this shit in the movie theater. You know what I mean? You have no idea that Michael's about to impale a firefighter with that fucking Halligan or whatever it's called, right? I think that's what he does. And you have no idea that he's about to take that fucking saw. You have no idea. You're going to experience. Are you still going to experience it in the theater? Yeah, you are. But you have no idea about that until you get to the theater and you see it and you're like, wow, fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? So I would have cut there. I get why they didn't, right? This is a call to arms. This is Halloween Kills. This is it. You've waited a lot. Let's put it out there, man. I get it. I get it. In terms of marketing, it's brilliant. It's smart, especially this late in the game, right? This late in the game in terms of marketing, because we are very behind because of COVID and everything, and we're 3 months away. I get it. I understand it, right? But that would have been cool. I would have paused it there. I would have paused it. I would have cut it there and allowed your imagination as the viewer to go like, what the fuck's going on? What happened? You know what I mean? Or maybe it cuts to black and you just hear like, oh! And it's just, you just hear it. You don't see it. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? And then you just hear beep, beep, beep. And then we cut into the hospital and you're like, fuck, what's going on, man? But is this fucking cool? Yeah, it's really cool. It's cool, absolutely. All the firefighters are like, oh, fuck. Now, this shot here, I love this shot, but it looks composited in. It doesn't look like Michael is actually in the space, and it's entirely possible he's not because of how out of control the flames are behind him. Now, James Jude Courtney is a stuntman, and I don't know whether James Jude Courtney has experience with fire. There are some stuntmen and women, of course, can't leave out our gals, that certainly can deal with fire. And then there are some that are like fire, like they're fire, like you hire them specifically if you want them to be on fire or to be in a fire, whatever the case is. Not every stuntman or woman has that level of experience. So I'm not sure of the experience James has. This does look, it's just because it looks just a little superimposed in. Like the fire is not really either I don't think he's against a green. No, he's not in a studio. I don't think, but it just looks a little like he's like the house and the fire behind him, that they're not in the same space. It kind of feels that way a little bit. And I'll show you an image in a minute where it looks like they are in the same space. This just might be a matter of the color correction, possibly, or the color timing. I mean, maybe that might be it. Maybe they just need to kind of bring down the saturation a bit on the right side of his mask, our left, and just kind of blend it a bit. It just seems a little superimposed, but that's me. It doesn't ruin anything. I don't necessarily believe they're in the same space. The two, that the background and the foreground are in the same space. But it's not a big deal. Okay? And then we move forward. And like I said, they very well could be. This is a cool shot. This is a very cool, and it's cool, right? It's cool stuff. Fuck, I'm not going to say this isn't cool. But imagine seeing this in the theater for the first time, not knowing that you were going to see this. That would be cool. But nonetheless, here we go, right? Oh, man, impales. Oh, my God. His buddies are like, fuck. The fuck are we getting ourselves into, right? That's what's about to happen here, folks. But how cool this would have been to actually see this in the theater. It would have been cool to see this in the theater, for sure. But nonetheless, there it is, right? We get a sense all hell is breaking loose. Now, this shot here looks like they are in the same space. Do you notice the difference, right? You notice the difference, right? Great shot, by the way. I like this shot. Shout out to David Gordon Green. Shout out to your DP. Shout out to your colorist. Shout out to everybody. I don't know what they shot on. It's Me, Billy was shot on the Arri Alexa. I don't know if Halloween Kills was shot on the Arri Alexa or not, but certainly having just shot a movie on the area, I know what the log file looks like, and it looks very sort of washed out and flat. So again, I mean, this looks fantastic. You know what I mean? It looks great. Love that that you just see the one side of his face with the flames in the background. This is a cool fucking shot. There's a lot of cool shots in this movie. There's no doubt about it, folks. Or in this trailer, I should say. There's no doubt about it. But this definitely looks like they're in the same space. They're in the same space, right? Cool shot. Universal, Miramax, Harvey Weinstein, Blumhouse Productions. And then, of course, we come into the hospital where we are hearing Allison speak about how she now realizes, yes, the boogeyman is real. She's having sort of the same epiphany and moment that Laurie had at the end of the original Halloween when Dr. Loomis shoots Michael Myers off the balcony and she says, it was the boogeyman. And Donna Pleasance is like, as a matter of fact, it was, right? That was her arc, right? That's her arc. She didn't believe the boogeyman was real. Laurie, what's the boogeyman? Tommy, there's no such thing. You know what I mean? She didn't believe it. And then by the end, she's like, oh my God, it was the boogeyman. So Allison is having a very similar sort of moment here where she's like, wow, this is totally legit, right? This is the real deal. You know what I mean? And then of course, it looks like these look like cadavers, foot models. No, cadavers. And Allison is looking through, maybe she knows them. Maybe one, I don't know. I don't know who they would be if they are just randoms. And she's looking through the window kind of like, oh my God, like, you know, there's a moment where you're just taking it all in. It's possible that she's looking through the window because she knows who these people are. Again, these are my first impression thoughts, folks. These are my first impression thoughts, right? If I watch the trailer, 10 more times, I could also suddenly, have noticed things I didn't before. First impression thoughts. She could know these people, she may not, but nonetheless, you're just seeing. I have a feeling we'll know who these people are once the film comes out. And then, of course, that shot there was. Let me go back here. That shot there was of Hawkins lying on the ground. Now we also know that Hawkins does survive. Not in so many words, but David Gordon Green last year tweeted that. He basically said Hawkins survives. Okay. So, I think he's just lying there and he's probably going to gasp for air and somebody's going to run to his help or something like that. Right. And then of course, Barker is looking at all these dead bodies, right? Look at all these dead bodies. Like, what the fuck? There's the house burned to the ground, all these dead bodies. The police officers are there. And they're fucking like, what the fuck? Like, I like this kind of stuff. I'm the kind of person that doesn't need to see the gore and the kills. And Halloween 18 actually did a very good job of that. There were a few kills that we actually saw. We saw the actual process of them killing the individual. But one of the things that I did appreciate about Halloween 18 was the balance they chose where the kills were gruesome, but we didn't see the kills taking place. We just saw the end result, like the guy, the mechanic that had his jaw smashed, or that one cop that has neck back, like all that. And it's eerie. It's very eerie to come, upon a scene like this and see all these dead people, right? And it's like, what the fuck happened here? What is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is I really like the mystique and the eeriness around that. This is just me. I don't need to see the carnage taking place, but I know some people really like that, right? I know some people do. And I don't mind carnage. I mean, it's not like, come on, I'm not a prude here, guys. I'm just saying what I prefer, what I lean towards, right? And as I get older, I'm 42 years old. I'm not 17. So as I get older, my tastes change. I mature. I like more, subtlety and nuanced stuff, right? It just happens, But I like the other shit too from time to time. But this is cool. I like the fact, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? All this carnage. And then, of course, you see, what's his face there? Oscar on the pole. And then, of course, Barker is naive, little, sweet, innocent. Karen is completely oblivious to the fact that Michael has survived, and Barker is telling her that Michael has survived. And then we cut to this. I don't know who these people are. I think these are just expendable, they may be you know, like they could be something like Cameron's grandparents or, you know, Lori's best friend from college, right? Like, I mean, it could be something like that. But at the end of the day, these are expendable people. These people are there for Michael to kill, right? Just up the body count. That's what they are. And that's no doubt what will happen. Boom, boom, boom. And here's another thing too that I didn't, again, is this going to be a cool kill? Sure, it's cool. It's different. We've never seen it before with Michael. But I don't think we need to see it in the trailer. I think most people, although I stand to be corrected, you can comment below and let me know. I think most people would have wanted to experience that in the movie theater, right? I mean, you can show this part, him grabbing the fluorescent light and, you know, her like, no, but then just cut away. You know, we don't need to actually see him jamming the light into her neck. But we do. Oh, we do. Like, we actually see that. And this isn't a red band, folks. Tell you. That's a cool shot, though. I love how his mask is lit there. I like that. Again, using some low-key lighting, light and shadow. That's probably just one key light on his face. And then he would be lit. He looks like he's lit from above, actually, coming down. There's definitely light behind him and a light on her, but I like it. Yeah, it's above because he's got some light on his left shoulder. But it's cool. I like it. Could be coming from the side, but it's definitely, yeah. I like it a lot. It's a cool shot. And we saw that little bit of a head tilt there, right? That little bit of a head tilt there. That was kind of cool. Did you see that? Watch again. Did you see that? When he grabs the light. Watch when he shoves the thing into her neck. Watch a little bit of a head tilt. Oh, right there. Just a little bit. Just smidgy. And I guess he's just, I mean, I assume what the fuck, man? I assume her husband is dead. There comes head tilt. There it is. I assume her husband is dead. Like, what the hell are you, like, you just, you know, hey, that's kind of cool. Doesn't he kind of look like Dick Warlock there from Halloween 2? He kind of looks like Dick Warlock there from Halloween 2. I think that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of funny. He kind of looks like Dick Warlock there from Halloween 2. Fascinating. Nonetheless, and then I like that juxtaposition by him stabbing and then Laurie stabbing herself with the needle. That's cinematic language. That's great. I like that a lot. That's cool. And then, of course, what does she say here? I got to turn this up. I'm going to get dinged anyway. But what does she say here? I got to turn this up, folks. 1 second. You're not going to hear it, but I will hear it. Will I hear it? Yeah. Okay, evil dies tonight. I like that. I do like that. You know, again, it's just one of those lines. You know what I mean? It's one of those lines. It's great for marketing. It's a great line. It's just a great line. You know what I mean? It's a line that you could even put at the end of the trailer. You know what I mean? You could even end the trailer, end your marketing in terms of this trailer with like evil dies tonight. You know, Halloween kills. And it's like, whoa! You know what I mean? You could totally have done that, right? There's many different ways you can rearrange, you know, your timeline in that regard when you're cutting a trailer. So that's, but that's a cool line. It's a cool line. Actually, you know what? I think I actually have you on mute. I do. Or in terms of it going out to you, which is good, but I don't have it on mute for me, so I can actually keep it up. So let's continue. So from executive producer John Carpenter, that's, of course, I am not suggesting John Carpenter didn't have a hand or didn't have a say or whatever, but as I've always said, what an executive producer is in film can mean something, can mean absolutely nothing. But as you've noticed, you know, again, they're using his name for marketing. Right? John Carpenter wasn't heavily, he's done the music with his son, his godson. We love John. We love Carpenter. But I just, you know, it's a lot of people put a lot of stock into seeing, oh, so-and-so's executive producing. Well, that can mean nothing at the same time. I can't get into it now. It would take too long, but nonetheless, that's great for marketing, right? From executive producer John Carpenter. Oh, fuck, right? That's that connection. That's an emotional connection you tap in with your Halloween fans and your audience, right? That's for the fans. The average moviegoer who doesn't like Halloween might not even know who the fuck John Carpenter is. That's for the fans, right? That's for the horror fans out there. Oh, John Carpenter. Woo! Yeah! That's what that's for, right? And it'll get your asses in the seats. Yep, that's good. Keep going here. Open the door, right? That's that nurse from the first film. Okay, now we have, I think, hang on, what's being said here? I'm not going to sit and just watch another innocent person die. Very cool. Okay, so she's like, That's a funny line, because it's like, why? Like, what is, unless she has unless she sees Cameron's, like maybe those two bodies on that table are Cameron and Lonnie, right? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, what would be the reason for her to suddenly tap into this inner strength, to put her life on the line? Like, fuck this, you know what I mean? Now, we were introduced to a character that I think had untapped potential in terms of inner strength. I do think she's more like her grandmother than she is her own mother, and I think that was very well established in Halloween 18, because I think we see that. We see there are parallels. We see that her own grandmother has a better relationship with Allison than she has with her daughter Karen, and that and so I think because although she loves Karen, of course, Lori loves Karen, it's her daughter. But I think she sees herself more in Allison than she does in, that's a good point. Robert Kelly says Oscar. Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Oscar, yeah, I could see that for sure. Yeah, smart move. Yep, for sure. Maybe not, but that's a good guess. But I think Lori has always seen Allison in her, like the character, has always seen her and Allison more than Karen. So maybe this is a bit of that untapped, lying dormant strength that she's tapping into, but it better be believable. And what I mean by that, there better be a catalyst that drives that out of her. I mean, maybe it's because her grandmother almost died and the shit they just went through. Sure, maybe. I'll be curious to see how that plays out, whether the believability of that is something that I believe she would make this decision rather than just want to stay with her grandmother, and be protected in the hospital and, like, fuck, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll see how that plays out here. Now, this is cool. I don't know who this guy is. Do we know who this guy is? If you track Michael's victims, this is kind of cool. This is interesting. If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's home. If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's home. So that tells us that he's leading. Now, whether I agree with this or not is irrelevant. We're talking about what is. Well, it's not irrelevant, but it almost tells us that he is setting a trap, that he is leading people to his home. That's interesting. That's fascinating. Or the evil is leading to his home. But do we need to know that for sure? I don't think we do. I don't think there ever needs to be a moment where it is solidified to the audience, yes, that is what Michael is doing. Yes, he is cognitively aware. He is setting booty traps. You mean booby traps. That's what I said, booby traps. Goonies, 1985. Love that movie. He's setting this shit right, and he's luring people to his domain. You're all my children now. Maybe you can suggest that, like clearly what they're doing. But I don't necessarily think you have to, overtly say that. Now, here's something. I've paused on something very interesting that has me a little worried. Again, spoilery, right? That is the jacket. That looks like Marion Chambers' jacket, if I'm not mistaken. So is this the dead body of Marion Chambers? Well, I guess it probably is. Let's go back a minute here. It probably is. Here we go. So who do we have here? Let's see here. Let's see if we can nail this down. Well, we'll see. Oh, that's the nurse and that. Okay, so that's the nurse and obviously her husband probably. Yeah, okay, so that's them. Cool that they have the Halloween 3 masks. I don't think it's necessary to have those masks. You did show them in Halloween 18, and it was more subtle in Halloween 18. It was more nuanced, just kind of on these 3 kids that are running. I think that's cool. But nonetheless, it's a little nod to Halloween 3. I don't think you need to do it because you've already done it, but that's kind of cool. And then there's this shot here. Where's the witch mask, right? Well, there's the witch mask. This could be Marion Chambers, folks. That I stand to be corrected, but I believe that is Marion's jacket. And now this looks like a woman that has, it looks like the torso, the chest. This looks like a body that has breasts, right? And now whether I'm not suggesting that is the actress. I'm saying that I believe this is probably supposed to be Marion Chambers. Did you need to show this? You see, because here's what you could show, right? You could show this. You could show this. Great, show that. These are expendable characters. These are expendable characters. We don't care about them. But, and then you go to here. But did you need to show this? Or is it not Marion Chambers and it's just her jacket on a dead victim? I mean, that's entirely possible. This could be misdirect, but it wouldn't surprise me. Just because you showed the pumpkin mask and the skull mask doesn't mean you then have to show the witch mask. We get it. We're probably going to see the witch mask in there somewhere, right? But nonetheless, this is, you know, I mean, if it is Marion, it's too bad. It's too bad you showed this. It's quick. Not everybody's going to notice it, but it's too bad that you showed it, okay? Let's move on here. What else we got? Michael walking through the shadows. This is cool. This could have been on some track. Could have been a steady cam as well. Cool shot. So that's really the only line from Tommy in the fucking trailer. What do we do? Fuck, Lori, what do we do? Tell me, man, what do we do? We fight, you son of a bitch. No, she doesn't say that. But I want to know who this guy is. Do we know who the guy is on the right here? Do we know who he is? I'm not quite sure who he is. Obviously, this is Cameron on the left. We have Allison in the back seat. Oh no, fuck! What am I saying? That's fucking Lonnie. That's Lonnie. That's totally Lonnie. Excuse me. That's Lonnie. I now know. I recognize the actor now. That's Lonnie. That's Lonnie. Okay. Yeah, because I had to pause it to be like, oh no, wait a minute. That's Lonnie. Totally, 100%. Do I think Lonnie and Cameron are getting out of this movie alive? I don't, actually. I don't. But okay, that's cool. That's right. Yeah, that's Lonnie. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, everyone, that's Lonnie. That's right. Yeah, no, that's Lonnie. Dave, it's Lonnie! Hey, everybody, there's only 900 people that are saying it. Let's keep it going. Lonnie. Just busting your balls, folks. Very cool indeed. So, okay, that's cool. Okay, yeah. And then we got, what do we do? Sounds like he's from like, what do we do? And what does she say? We fight, right? That's the narrative of the trailer right there. That's the narrative of the trailer. We fight, right? That's the narrative of the trailer. That's why you're seeing as much as you're seeing. She's got a fucking shotgun. All right, she's ready, man. She's ready. You see Tommy there in the background. It doesn't look like Lonnie. I don't know who that is. That's definitely Cameron. Maybe that's Lonnie. No, that's not Lonnie. I don't know. Maybe, is it? Is that Lonnie? Yeah, it is Lonnie. He's got the same jacket. He looks different there than he does here. Okay, cool. And then we go on and we see, there is, listen, the working title for Halloween Kills was Mob Rules. Okay, well, if that didn't give away anything, I don't know what does. But yes, there is some vigilante justice that is about to rain down on Michael Myers. So be prepared, folks. Be prepared. But that's not a spoiler. I mean, they are alluding to that here in this trailer. Let's keep going. Lonnie's hitting his car. I don't know why he's beating the shit out of this car. Maybe this is his former boss's car. It's like, can you imagine this has nothing to do with Michael Myers? And somebody in the background's like, Lonnie, why are you hitting that car? It's my former boss. That'd be funny. Anyway, let's hunt him down. Allison says. We've seen this shot before. Now you hear, okay, obviously you're not hearing the music here because I want to try and avoid a strike. I'm going to get it anyway because I'm showing the images and everything's so new. But the Halloween theme that's playing here at this moment in the trailer, I fucking love. This trailer could have been dog shit, but this version of the Halloween theme, I hope to goodness it is in the film. It sounds like a cello or love that. Love that. Yes. Okay, there it is. Michael Myers is flesh and blood. By the way, I don't think he has the mask on here. I stand to be corrected. Yeah, I don't think he's got the I don't think he's got the mask on. But now they also could have this could have been a combination of lighting him in shadow, but there are also ways in post-production to make his face dark too. And then of course you track him as he moves. But nonetheless, it's cool. I like seeing, this is interesting. This is interesting, right? He does it. Well, we know he loses the mask And of course, if you've read the leaked script, you might know why and how. But we know that he loses the mask, and this looks like Michael Myers walking without his mask on. So that's pretty cool indeed. Definitely, we'll see where that goes. I really like that. Yeah, and then it's. But a man couldn't have survived that fire. So this is something that Loomis would say. For those of you that have just tuned in or you didn't tune in at the beginning, this is a line, it's something Dr. Loomis would say. I like this. Now, again, I don't think we should necessarily take Laurie literally. She's trying to paint a picture. She's painting a picture for whoever she's talking to. Now, it's also possible that these lines may not even end up in the movie. Be prepared for that. It's not unprecedented for this kind of voiceover. As a professional voice actor who's done this for many years, I can tell you, who has voice trailers, I can tell you that they can be sneaky in their marketing. Now, this could very well be in the trailer, but it wouldn't surprise me, in the film, but it wouldn't surprise me if at the end of the movie you walk away and you're like, oh, that line actually was never in there. It may have been cut, or the intention was never maybe to have it in there. It just might be, it's part of the narrative for the trailer, right? The trailer's telling a story. We need this bit of exposition to help give context to what we're seeing. But it also could be in the movie. I hope it's in the movie because it's really good. It's very Dr. Loomis-ish. It gives you that mystique. It continues to perpetuate the idea of the mystique, the ambiguity of the mystique. You know what I mean? And that's good. We don't need to know why. We don't need to know why. We should never know why. The fundamental foundation of Michael Myers should never be known. He is an enigma, the mystique, the boogeyman. How did he survive? I don't know, but he's a man. I know, but how? I don't know. But he's a man. I know, but how did he? I don't know. That's why it works. That's the magic. That's the magic. It's unknowable, in my opinion. So let me go back here. What did she say again? Michael Myers is flesh and blood, but a man couldn't have survived that fire. The more he kills, the more he transcends. The more he kills, the more he transcends. I love that. I love that. Great writing. I don't know if that was David Gordon Green or Scott Teems or whoever wrote that, but shout out to you guys for that, because that's a great line. It's like I said, a very Dr. Loomis-y line. The more he kills, the more he transcends. Woo! You could even end the fucking trailer with that. You could have ended it with that. Think of that. You know, all this shit going on, and then it just cuts and it's quiet, and you hear Laurie go, or you see her go, you know, the more he kills, the more he transcends. Halloween Kills. Woo! You could totally do that. It's a great line. It's a great line. Now, let me just go back a little bit here. I didn't need to see that. Right? Now, that's something like we've already established the fireman shit, you know? We've shown a lot of that. It's cool stuff. Everything in this is cool because there's an energy and a pace to this trailer that you did not have if memory serves, with the trailer from the first film. The first trailer from the Halloween 18 film from June of 2018. But again, there's reasons for that too, right? You know, it's the first installment. We're reintroducing, we're building, you know, all that kind of stuff. But there's an energy to this trailer that I quite like. So although there are creative decisions I am seeing that I don't necessarily agree with, and I do think the trailer has shown too much. I do think that, but we knew that was likely to happen. I appreciate the energy of the trailer. Just like Candyman, this is a very slickly edited, well-paced trailer. There's an energy to it that is going to get Halloween fans pumped, especially those who are not picky like me. Yeah, sorry about that. But a man couldn't have survived that fire. The more he kills, the more he transcends. I love it. Okay, now this is cool here. Let's go back here just for a second. And what we're seeing here, right? Let me go back here one sec. There we go. So this is very reminiscent of course, the original film from 1978. There is Marion Chambers. She's got a gun in her hand. She's sitting in the car. I love this poetry, this cinematic language. This is cinematic language. This is cinematic poetry, right? We are coming full circle for Marion Chambers. And what's really cool about this is that this allows you to watch the 1978 film and now look at that scene at the very beginning of the 1978 film as a bit of foreshadowing. There's always a risk. There's always a risk when you start to, make sequels to movies that never intended to have sequels, and you start fucking rearranging shit and all that kind of stuff, and you're trying to make sense of stuff that came before that was never made. There's always a risk that you could fuck it up. We've seen that before, right? But it's not a big deal. It's not really a big deal, and maybe the average person isn't going to think about this, but this is something that I find interesting. This is something that is actually really cool, because now when you watch the 78 film, you're like, oh, in some sort of way, even though that wasn't the intention. It wasn't the intention. We know John Carpenter never wanted to make a sequel. He was not foreshadowing Marion Chambers' death in the original film with Michael Myers. By the way, he's holding a wrench. Look very closely. Not in this film. In the original, he's got a wrench in his hand so he can break the window. Now, but they do enrich that moment. They enrich that moment because now in the original film, you could watch that and go, oh, it's totally foreshadowing. There's a level of symbolism here that is foreshadowing her death 40 years later. That's creepy. That's eerie. I'm assuming she dies. Okay, I'm assuming she dies, and we're going to play it out here. So obviously we see this. Oh, there it is. Maybe they should, I should Photoshop a wrench in there just for shits and giggles. But anyway, and she's like, no, right? Symmetry, poetry, cinematic language. There it is. Boom, we're connected again. Woo, there we go. We're back. And the more he transcends. And then we see this. So now it's, I've got you now. 40 years ago, I tried, you got away. I fucking got you now. Now, does Michael Myers consciously know this is the same woman? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. The audience knows that, and that's who it's for. It's for the audience, right? It's for the audience. But this is interesting because we see this, and again, you look at look here, folks, right? Purple, right? Purple, right? Purple jacket. Look at her top. Look at her top, okay? Pay attention to the top, all right? You see that? Let's go back a little bit now. 1 second, let's go back. And yeah, I think this is Marion Chambers. Why did you show this, guys? Now, remember, this isn't necessarily a Blumhouse problem. There are trailer houses that cut trailers. Universal approves it. This could just be it's unnecessary to have this in here because this heavily alludes to Marion Chambers' death, which I'm okay with. It makes sense. I'm okay with it. But it would have been nice to experience that when we watch the movie. This heavily tells us Marion's going to die and die a brutal death, right? I doubt he took off her clothes and put them on somebody else and then hung her up on the swing set. Although in Halloween Resurrection, he did get naked and put the paramedics' clothes on him, and it's a whole other fucking thing there. But anyway, okay, all right. So, it heavily alludes to that, folks. That is our first look. Not our first look, but a good look, a first good look at Lindsay Wallace. Lindsay, Lester's barking and thinking with dog again, Lindsay. Shut up, Annie. No, who's running there? Just a minute. I guess these are probably the kids. Maybe these are her kids. Run, babies, run. Get the fuck out of here, run. That's probably her kids. I don't think that's her. Because then Michael grabs her. Oh! Love that sound. It's great. That's a great shot right there. She's like, oh my God, she's meeting her maker. I think, yeah, and I think it makes sense that Lindsay probably dies. Now, again, I've seen some people saying, oh, that is Michael looking at her. Oh, fuck. Did I go that far back? This shot here, okay. Michael, right? this shot here, coming up here, isn't necessarily Michael looking at Lindsay, right? Remember the Last Jedi? I know this is not a Star Wars fan channel, but remember in The Last Jedi, or in any trailer, fuck that. In any trailer, you sometimes will see, because they're telling a story in the trailer, right? There's a narrative they're telling. So they will often pick images that fit what they're telling, but that doesn't necessarily how it plays out in the actual film. Michael could be looking down at a firefighter here. He could be looking down at fucking, he could be looking at anything. He'd be looking at his own fucking shoes and going, oh, fuck, they're untied. And he also could be looking at Lindsay, right? This could be that too. But just, be mindful that that might not be what's happening here. Jamie Lee Curtis. Woo! Hot. I like that. That's a great reveal. Clearly we get a sense of the town. The town is going apeshit. The town is going nuts, folks. The town is going nuts. And then we get our first look at some suspense. Wow, we actually get some suspense here. So this is fascinating. This is interesting. We're actually seeing some, a little bit of suspense here. Where this is, I don't know. This looks like I saw somebody say, oh, it's the Myers house. I don't think maybe. It depends if somebody lives in the Myers house. If it's clearly wherever he is, there's a photo on the wall there. It looks inhabited, but nonetheless. You know what? Yes, I believe it is the Myers house, actually, because look over here. See right here? Yeah, that is definitely the Myers house railing. There's the window here at the top of the stairs. This is the Myers house for sure. So with this picture that's hanging here, if this picture was not here, I could totally believe that the Myers house could be abandoned. But what's fascinating about this now is this looks like the Myers house could be lived in. Now, maybe not, but the Myers house could be lived in. It's interesting. Maybe that old couple at the beginning was, maybe they lived there. Maybe they live there. I have no idea. Nonetheless, it's a cool shot. A little bit of suspense here. Blood. He looks up. Oh. Yeah, I think he's going to get it. This looks like it's at the top of the stairs of the Myers house. You can definitely get a good shot of his mask there and everything that's going on. Yeah, I've always appreciated, but after shooting the film that I shot, I appreciate the look and the feeling and the lighting even. I appreciate the work that goes into making shit look like this. It's cool. Shoots a pumpkin. Oh, this is probably at the doorstep of the Myers house. Do it. Yeah, I'm surprised I wonder why she's, it depends on what sort of emotional impact, what her character has gone through in relation to this. But she's fighting. Do it! You want your mask? Come and get it. So obviously the vigilante justice has shown up. There's the mask. People are armed with bats and 2x4s and guns and sticks and you name it. Michael might be in some trouble, folks. A little outnumbered. But that didn't stop the boogeyman. Anyway, this is like Anthony Michael Hall's moment here. My God, I thought that was the guy here. I thought that was the fucking cop from Die Hard. What's his name? The dad from Family Matters. I was like, he's out there. The dad from Family Matters is out there. What the hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The dad from Family Matters is there. He just not so much when I look at him head on, but I kind of got that sense for a moment. So obviously Tommy is bringing it. I don't get, well, I'll talk about that at the end. I'm coming for you, Michael. Woo! She's coming. She's got the knife, bitch. How's she walking through the... only in movies, right? You couldn't walk... Well, but then again, maybe everybody's like, you go, girl. You go. You fuck that shit up, man. You go, right? Maybe that's what's happening there. I have no idea. Halloween Kills, October. Oh, don't want to play it again. Okay, so let's go back to, I have my McRae Live thing up here. That's funny. It's not a McRae Live today. I just realized I have my McRae Live banner up here. It's not a McRae Live right now. Although I guess in some ways I am live. So it is kind of McRae Live. I forgot to switch out the banner. That's okay. All right, so let's talk about this. Here's my, and I will get to your super chats. I know some super chats came in. So overall, I like the trailer. I like the energy of the trailer. It's exactly what I expected, right? That's right. Holly Klein, Winslow. That's right. That's right. It's exactly what I expected. You know, there's nothing about it that surprised me. There's nothing about it that made me go, like didn't surprise me at all. I like it. I like the one thing I like the most about it is the energy of the trailer. And again, maybe that's because I just finished doing a movie where I was cutting all the trailers for that film. And, you know, good trailers, if I do say so myself. And I was and the pacing and the energy and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate that. This is a trailer that it's a slickly cut trailer. But did it show a lot? Yeah, it did. It showed a lot, and it showed some things that I wish they didn't show, things that I would have loved to have experienced sitting my ass in the movie theater. That's what I wanted to experience, was sitting my ass in the theater, experiencing that. You could have, like, as soon as Michael reached up and grabbed the firefighter's hand, just cut to black and then cut into the hospital. Boom! Like I said, you would have had everybody going, wow, what the fuck's gonna happen? You know what I mean? And then it's completely unnecessary halfway through the trailer or 3/4 of the way through the trailer to go back in time to Michael killing the firefighter again. Like, you're progressing a narrative in the story. There's no need to go back to the firefighter. I think that was just to add another kill for the trailer, right? And then the reveal of the likelihood of Marion Chambers dying. Not that she's probably gonna die. I don't think that's a spoiler per se, but I mean, if there was any doubt, I don't know if there's anybody out there, but if there's any doubt, if there's anybody out there that's like, Marion Chambers, woo! It was just a Marion Chambers. I don't know if the Marion Chambers fan club exists. Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you very much. Let me get that. Thank you very much, Tabitha. You're on fire tonight, Tabitha. Thank you. You rock. I don't know if there is a Marion Chambers fan club. But you're probably going to be very disappointed from that one shot in the trailer. Didn't need to see that. You could have shown the other two. That's fine because they're expendable. Not that Marion isn't. I mean, she is, but they're there just to die. You know what I mean? So you show them, leave the other one for the film. Leave the other one for the film. Because again, now I know that Marion Chambers is going to die, when Marion Chambers is going to die, and how Marion Chambers is going to die. This is very similar to the Vicky closet scene at the end of the Halloween 2018 trailer. Because we know that Vicky is an expendable character, when we watch the Halloween 18 trailer and she opens the closet and Michael's there, you know, so any sort of suspense that you were looking or hoping to build during that scene is all lost. Because as soon as we are introduced to that character, we know that she's going to die, we know when she's going to die, we know how she's going to die. So, you know, there's no suspense. And then that you just hope that the kill is cool so that we can live sort of vicariously through the coolness of the kill. But I didn't need to see that. I wish they hadn't showed that. I mean, you can show Michael hitting the glass. You could even go as far as showing him grabbing her hair and pulling her kind of through the window a bit, right? Show that. That doesn't mean she dies. You know, she could get out of that somehow. Tommy maybe comes around the corner with the bat, or who knows, right? She could get out of that. But you show her fucking hanging from a swing set, man. Like, you know, okay. And you showed her body hanging from the swing set before you even showed how she died in the trailer. Like, unless that was on purpose to give you the impression that those are two different people. You know what I mean? Because it's very quick. And that's a possibility as well. So who knows about that? So I did. I liked the trailer for what it was. You know, it was fine. It was fine. It was just, I wish they didn't show as much as they did. Now, before I get to your super chats, I do want to say this, okay? I do want to say this. I am incredibly disappointed with some of the Halloween fans out there. Now, listen, if you are a Halloween fan that watched the garbage, shitty 240p version off somebody's cell phone, I'm not calling you an awful person. I'm not saying that you should be damned to hell, never to see the light of day again. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I am just simply saying that I am extremely disappointed that it was leaked online by, you know, it upsets me that apparently a movie theater manager, a manager of a movie theater leaked images online. Dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to be an ambassador for the magic of movies. Don't do that. When you get, if this thumb drive had the Halloween Kills trailer in it, right? I possess power. With great power comes great responsibility. That doesn't mean you can't get a couple of your buddies into the theater on a, day after work and show them the trailer. Fine, I do it too. It's cool, right? But you don't fucking shoot the screen and show dog shit images of the trailer to everybody out there. You don't do that. You as a movie theater manager should understand the integrity of the quality of cinema, and you want to preserve the magic of movies. And listen, I know why they do it. I know why they do it. I'm not confused of why. I know why they do it. They do it for prestige. They do it for clout. They do it for clicks, for views. I know why they do it. And maybe it doesn't bother you, and that's fair. We can agree to disagree. But as somebody where artistic integrity is very important to me, as somebody who has worked in the entertainment industry for over 20 years at the highest levels of professional voiceover, I work with sound, mixing, mastering, picture, movie trailers, network promos, animation, narration, you name it. I've done it. I've worked with it. I love watching great shit in its intended medium. And it disappoints me that Halloween fans, I understand you're excited. I do. I get you're excited. But it disappoints me that you can't wait an extra fucking week. You can't hold your fucking fart in for one more week. It's disappointing. And then all these supposed Halloween fans, that are also perpetuating it, sharing it. You're not giving a gift to Halloween fans. You're giving dog shit to Halloween fans. Those of you that watched the leaked version and have now watched the real version, notice the difference? What's better? Yeah, exactly. You don't do that, man. You're not giving us a gift. Guys, I have the trailer. Look, here it is. Lori. You're not doing anything, man. You're not. It's dog shit. You just served everybody dog shit. It's garbage quality. And that shouldn't be. And you know what sucks? The people that are sitting in the fucking theater shooting that are not watching dog shit quality. They're watching full resolution. And they shoot it on their phones and then give you the dog shit. Don't do that, man. This trailer was supposed to drop on July 1st. The reason why it dropped today is not because it was supposed to drop today or tomorrow. That's not the case. I have been very open with you about, my sources and reputable sources who are in positions that would know this. Not Jim knows Bob who knows the dishwasher. I mean people who work at significant levels who would know the information I've been relaying to you. So no, despite what some people continue to say, the trailer was not going to come out tomorrow. It was going to come out next week with The Purge. But it came out today because of the leaks. And maybe you're somebody that sits there and go, yeah, we did it. No, you didn't do fuck all. How's your views? Are you getting a lot of views? Because now the trailer's out, so why are people going to watch your video now that they can watch the real version? Kind of fucked yourself over there, didn't you? Guys, don't do that, man. You're not delivering a gift. Why can't you just be somebody who had the pleasure of seeing it and then taking to social media and saying, hey, I got a chance to see the trailer. I got a chance to see it early. I loved it. Can't wait for you guys to see it next week. I think you're going to love it. And just leave it at that. Why do you feel, again, it's rhetorical. I know why. I'm just venting. Why? Why release grainy dog shit? Because you didn't see it that way. It's so disheartening. You're not doing anything for fans. You're not. Fans are excited, and you've destroyed the last week of buildup. You've destroyed the last week of anticipation. Oh, 5 more days, 4 more days, 3 more days. But you don't care. You don't care. And I understand that. I understand that there are people watching right now that, I don't fucking care. So what? I get it. I get it. I get it. And I sincerely mean that. There are people that don't care, that don't give a shit. That don't give a shit. And listen, if you're somebody that watched the dog shit version, you're like, I get it. You're not a bad person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you don't deserve that to be your first experience. You don't deserve your first experience on the highly anticipated, overly long-awaited Halloween Kills trailer. The months and months and months and months and weeks and weeks and weeks. And your first experience is some bonehead who happens to take to social media and go, there you go, when you're only a week away. You're 1 week away. The fuck are you doing? You can't hold your fart in. You can't hold your shit in for 1 more week, guys. I'm talking about those who leaked it and who helped to perpetuate the leak. Come on, man. Now you might say to yourself, well, who cares now? It's out there now anyway. Who cares? It's the principle, dude. It's the principle. When you come into that kind of power, you're an ambassador. You're an ambassador, man. I was told at the beginning of June when this trailer was going to come out. I knew this trailer was going to come out July 1st at the beginning of June. And I don't mean speculation. I mean real evidence. Again, because of the people that I know who were telling me this. I knew that. And I kept my fucking trap shut. There's 2 reasons why I kept my trap shut. Number 1 is because things can change, right? I've said that many times. Things can change. And I wanted to be sure because of the uncertainty of the business, right? But I didn't want to set unrealistic expectations because of the things that might change. That's how serious I take this stuff. For those of you that are new, I saw Halloween 18 at the world premiere in Toronto, 6 weeks before it was released to most of you. I said, fuck all. Do you know how many messages I got from people telling, like, grilling me? Oh, fuck, you build up Halloween and you don't fucking say anything? Because I didn't want your first experience to be a Dave McRae video talking about, you know, what I saw until after the movie came out. I didn't want to put preconceived ideas into your head. I didn't want to set unrealistic expectations, good or bad, up or down, left or right, north or, south. I didn't want that. I wanted your first experience to be in the movie theater as is. You experienced it first the way I experienced it. You deserve that. As Halloween fans, you deserve that. Folks, do not leak. When you come into that kind of power, that kind of shit, be proud and go, wow. Where's my fucking thumb drive again? Wow, Halloween Kills trailer is on here. Wow. Or you're sitting in the theater and you're with your buddy. Tell your buddies to leave their fucking phones outside, shut their phones off. And you show it to them. And you're like, wow, it's my job to protect this. I can't let this out. Okay, cool. You're an ambassador, dude. And for those of you that get the leaks, shut them down. Don't share it. Don't adopt the attitude, well, it's out there anyway. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to be part of the problem. I had quite a few people share the link on a couple of my tweets. Gone. It's out there anyway. Oh, that's fine. Then people can go look at it on other places other than my tweets, other than my Facebook page, because I'm not going to promote the leak. It's the principle. And if you really believe in the quality of cinema and the quality of your first experience being amazing, then you would delete those fucking things too. But you don't, because you want the clicks, you want the likes, you want the views. I get it. It's human nature. And I'm not saying that these people that have done this are awful people. I'm not saying that these people are terrible people. Okay, I mean, let's be clear here. I'm not saying that the people that leaked it or the movie theater manager or the, you know what, I don't know them personally. They could be awful people. I don't know. But I'm not saying you're horrible people that should be damned and never, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, guys, we should be better. We should be better to our fellow fans. We should be better than that. When I come into certain information like I did, that's power. I knew the date. That's power. You handle that with respect, with responsibility. You don't shoot it on your fucking phone where the screen's all over the place, the audio's dog shit, and you send it out to the masses. What are you doing? Anyway, I just wanted to get that out and get that rant out there. But that is why the Halloween Kills trailer dropped today. It's not because it was coming tomorrow. It's not because it was coming today. It was because it leaked today. It is not a coincidence that it leaked today and the trailer dropped today. That's not a coincidence. That is directly correlated. Okay, let's go over to the chat room and your super chats and see what you guys are saying about this trailer and see if we can get through this here and see what you guys are saying. 1 minute here. I got to go to the, oh boy, let me go to here because YouTube always gets rid of this for me or just, I don't know why they do that. Okay, quite a few super chats came in here. Let's start here. We have Jordan Ellis sends in $4.99 says, I think Kills will be by far the most superior Halloween film. By the way, love It's Me, Billy Dave. Thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Yeah, in case if you're a big Black Christmas fan, if you have not seen It's Me, Billy, check it out. It's on my channel. It is the unofficial sequel that I did, short film, 42 minutes. Check it out. We'd really appreciate the support. I think you will be, if you are a Black Christmas fan, I think you, well, and even if you're not, I think you will enjoy the film. Check it out. It's on my channel. It's Me, Billy. Thank you very much, Jordan. Appreciate that. And you may be right. You may be right, by the way. Tom Ferreira sends in $4.99 says, I assume Michael is going to be as evil as ever, purely nihilistic and only driven by rage. You may be right. I think so. The Spiral Sky Project sends in $5 says, H Kills is now spoiled. Too many predictions from random YouTubers over the last 2 years, script leaks, test screening, and 2 trailers that show too much. Well, it's the way it is, isn't it, right? I think it's important for people who feel the way you do not to engage, right? Not to tune in. You do not have to engage. You can, when you see people talking about Halloween Kills, you do not have to engage. So that would be my advice to you. But I agree. There's been a lot of info out there. Dylan Hossian? It's not Hussein, is it? No, it's Hossian? As a voice actor, when I see words and names that can be said many different ways, I instinctually phonetically sound it out. My apologies if I'm butchering it. Anyways, Dylan, my man, says, sends in $5, says, long time, first time. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much for having a professional channel and perspective. Favorite movie of all time is Halloween. I'm so excited. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Dylan. I really appreciate that. I'm excited too. I'm excited too to see where this sort of, how this unfolds here. Jacob 26 Film Guy says, actually, let me just put this over here so I know I haven't lost you guys. Okay. Jacob 26 Film Guy sends in $5, says, hey, Dave, love everything Halloween. Universal must have watched your live today. You are a mastermind. Just watch the trailer. It was chilling. No. I don't think, I don't know. I mean, listen, I have had, you'd be surprised who has reached out to me and who watches me. Because there's been some people that I've been surprised by. But that being said, no, I mean, it would not have been me that would have tipped them off. It would have been people that would have been adding Blumhouse, Jason Blum, Universal saying, hey, it would have got back to them. And then there would have been a scramble to be like, okay, we gotta release this thing. So, yeah. But thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Nate A sends in $5 and says, I'm a little hot over there, aren't I? I'm a little Well, that's all right, whatever. Hey, Dave, first time super chat. Amazing. Thank you, Nate A. Says, I think it's past the point in discussion whether he is supernatural or not. The damage he's taken is inhuman. Well, again, it's the supernatural element, right? Michael isn't like a literal supernatural entity like Freddy Krueger or, a zombie like Jason Voorhees, right? They've gone back to the original roots of the character, and the original roots of the character is simply that he is human. He's flesh and blood, but there's something there. They don't know what it is. They've never been able to truly quantify what it is. And I've always said and believed what that is, whatever that is, should remain a mystery. Always. We should never know, because that's the catalyst. That's what makes Michael so cool, so mysterious. Even if you aren't consciously aware of it, that's what makes him very different than Freddy and Jason and Ghostface and Chucky. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's human, but as you can see, there's something else there. How did he survive the fire? I hope we never know. How did he survive the fire? I hope we never know, because that's why it works. Let's see here. Mentalect. Am I saying that right? Mentalect sends in $5 US. Thank you, buddy. Says, seeing the firemen's bodies, but not how Michael killed them, adds to the mystique, but he seems more Jason than the shape. Well, and that is something that I've talked about here on this channel as well. It is always possible that you may find, that was something I was worried about. With a name like Halloween Kills, how much of Jason Voorhees are we going to see here? But it's about balance, right? Are we seeing a little bit of that aggression, a little more Friday the 13th, a little more Jason, but does it even out? Is it balanced with that mystique, that enigma, that there, not there, that emerging from the darkness of what makes Michael and very different than Jason Voorhees, right? Because that has to be there. If that's gone, if the mystique of Michael is gone and he's not popping out of the shadows, he's not emerging from the darkness, he's not there, well, then he's just Jason. You know what I mean? So it's very important that they honor the integrity of the enigma of the character of Michael Myers. That has to remain intact, because that's part of his DNA. That's what makes him not Jason Voorhees. So yeah, maybe we can push him a little bit. We can push him a little bit. Like maybe we could have Jason emerging from the darkness. Maybe we can have Jason there, not there, have a little, you know what I mean? But you don't want to go too far, because then Jason's just Michael Myers. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's the reversal here. I agree with you though. It's like, okay, but how far are they going to go? What's the balance going to be like, right? What's the balance going to be like? David Coe sends in $3.99 and says, this leak sucks for The Purge too. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I could not agree more. Michael Myers sends in £1.99 and says, hey Dave, they revealed too much footage. I tend to agree. I think there was too much in the trailer. You can cut a 2-minute and 37-second trailer and not show a lot. You can also cut a 1-minute teaser and show everything. So, but I agree with you. Fliximetry. That's right. I think I've seen you before, buddy. Fliximetry. That's right. Or yeah, Fliximetry. That's a cool name. I like that. Sends in $4.99, says, good evening, Dave. So glad you went online tonight. I'm sure this was bugging you all day. Dude, fuck. It was bugging me all day. I was so disappointed. I was talking to all my sources, and they were disappointed. Each one of them was disappointed. And I know Universal is disappointed. Not surprised. I mean, it's not the first time they've been on this merry-go-round, right? This happens. It will happen again. But there is disappointment there, because anytime you have expectations, anytime you have a strategic strategy, anytime you have a specific marketing campaign, there are specific reasons that films and trailers and spots are rolled out. And somebody puts a fucking dent into that. It becomes annoying, and it kind of throws everything off a little bit, and you got to take a step forward to go, or a step backward to go forward. So yes, it was bugging me. I knew it was coming. Like I knew it was coming before. Again, I mean, all of my sources were saying it's coming. So I was expecting it. That's why I made that tweet. Universal has to release this now, because it's gone too far. So it didn't surprise me. it didn't surprise me. It's disappointing. It's just disappointing that so many people's first experience was a dog shit plate of diarrhea. Yes, I understand that for some it didn't matter and it still got you excited. They still released the trailer tonight. Woo, I'm excited. Okay, great. But for some people out there, but no matter what kind of fan you are, no matter if that bothers you or not, you still don't deserve that to be your first experience. Because just keep in mind, the people that leaked that dog shit to you, that wasn't their first experience. They watched it in all its glory. Movie Chat More sends in £5, says, when you said at the end of live, you said for this video, I knew something else was coming for you today. When you said at the end of live, you said for this video, I knew something else was coming from you today. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, because I knew there was a high probability. That's why. I knew that if more was going to be leaked, I'd be coming on. I knew that. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I suspected it. Yep. Jordan Ellis sends in $1.09 and says, it's Lonnie. That's right. Yes, I was able to figure that out. Amar Algic. Sorry, buddy. Amar sends in $4.99. Thank you very much. And says, crazy how the shot of Michael holding up the firefighter matches your shot of him holding up Barker in your sequel concept video. Good job, Dave. Yeah, there's been a few people that have reached out to me and that have said that there's a few things in my sequel concept idea video that sounds very similar to what they did in this trailer. But let me be very clear. I don't believe that obviously I don't know. I mean, I'm not in their heads. I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything that is so close to what I had done for my concept 2 years ago that, you know, they've like taken it or something like that. I don't see anything like that, but there's some similarities, like all the bodies and the lifting up and but there's also a lot of differences too, right? But like I said at the beginning of that concept, I said any similarities between what I talk about and what they eventually do is purely coincidence, because there is so many. When you understand the story, you understand the mythology and the lore and the history and the characters. There's only so many ways you can go and continue to, roll out this narrative. So there was bound to be similarities somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Now, if they introduce a, Judith Myers kind of thing and the hole in the fire, well, then we might be able to have what the fuck's going on here. You know what I'm saying? But little subtleties here and there. I mean, no, I don't feel that way at all. But I get your point. I appreciate it. Where am I here? Oh, right. Tom Farah sends in $4.99, says, I wonder if Lonnie and Cameron will redeem themselves, possibly. I think they will probably redeem themselves and then get killed. That's what I think. Yeah. So they don't die in vain. There's not like unleft or like, they've made their peace. That's what I think. John Pritzlaff, I think I'm saying that right, sends in $5 and says, Dave, that was Lonnie Lamb in the last shot. Yes. Thank you very much, buddy. Doug 804 sends in $4.99, says, I like the trailer, but Michael Myers has just turned into Jason Voorhees type of killer now. You know what? I get it. I get why some people are saying that. I get why some people are thinking that 100%. 100%. I totally get it. Understand it. Doug 804 sends in I already read that. Movie Chat More sends in $2, says, no reason why his mask is on the curb. Stupid. Well, I mean, there is a reason why his mask is on the curb, actually. There's a very specific reason, but I get what you're saying. You're saying that that's a creative decision you would not do. I would never unmask Michael. Well, here's the thing. Unlike, did I get them all? Oh, wait a minute. No, there's a few more that have come in here. 1 second, guys. A few more that have come in here. Let me see here. Oh, quite a few more. Okay. Tommy Jenks says, well, actually, you know what? Let me first go. Wow, a lot more did come in. I'm okay with his mask being off as long as we never see his face and nobody fucking puts it on. I'm okay with his mask being off as long as we don't see his face and nobody else puts it on. Okay, I'll just say that. Joanna from Canada sends in $10 and says, I wasn't a fan of Halloween 2018, but I love the vibe of this trailer. P.S. Laurie must die in this one. Maybe she does. Who knows? I like the vibe of the trailer too. In terms of the energy and the vibe and the pacing of the trailer, it's well cut. And I dig this. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I dig this far more than what I dug the Halloween 18 one. Tony Moran, Unmasked, sends in $4.99 and says, how would you rank these leakers on a scale of 1 to Tony Moran? Maybe it is Tony Moran. On a scale of 1 to 2, I would rank this a full Tony Moran, a full-fledged Tony Moran. That's so funny. Fast Forwards 289 sends in $9.99, says, I enjoyed the trailer and ready for the movie, but didn't like him losing his mask and hope they don't show his face or at least much of it. Great show, Dave. Keep up the good, honest work. Thank you very much, Fast Forwards 289. I really appreciate that. I tend to agree. I think they showed too much. Again, a creative, I would never have unmasked Michael. Now, depending on how they roll it out, how it's done, right? What are the nuances that surround it? I might be okay with it. But I never would have written that to happen. So that is something that I fundamentally disagree with in terms of creative choice. But hey, we'll see how it works, right? It might be really cool. Movie Chat and More sends in another £2, says, Dave, give your sources my best. Okay, I will do that. I will give them your best. Tommy Jank sends in $2 and says, Billy actor is Arabian in the 2006 Black Christmas. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's cool. Billy actor is Arabian in the 2006 Black Christmas. Like the actual actor is Arabic, I guess, or Arabian. That's cool. I didn't know that. Thanks for sending that in, Tommy. David Lee Barron sends in $9.99 and says, Dear Dr. Pichet, thank you for being a man who stands by his values and convictions, no matter other people's disapprovals. It's one of the many reasons I have much respect for you. Thanks for being who you are. Thank you, David, for saying that. And look, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect individual. I'm flawed like we all are. But when it comes to, and like I said, maybe if I didn't work in the business, I wouldn't care as much. But I really care about this shit. Like I genuinely care about shit going out when it's supposed to, in the quality that it's supposed to. Jesus, I'm somebody that put, as a pinned post on my YouTube video, I put that, hey, in terms of It's Me, Billy, I said, hey, listen, if you plan on watching this on a gigantic screen, like a big TV or a projection screen, watch it on Vimeo via this link. Because I care about your experience. Because YouTube's compression is worse than Vimeo. YouTube compresses things. So when you get to more of the darker stuff with It's Me, Billy, you may notice a bit of the compression more if you're watching it on a huge screen, right? It has nothing to do with the quality of the image. I mean, we shot on the Arri Alexa. It's a professional film. But even Hollywood films that are uploaded to YouTube, when it gets dark, can kind of, you see a bit of the compression more. It's fine for your phone or your tablet or your laptop or something. That's fine because they're smaller screens. But if you're going to watch something on big, I said, hey, try Vimeo because they don't compress as much. And a lot of people have reached out to me and said, dude, thank you. This looks fucking amazing, right? I care about, yes, it's my movie, but I care about that shit. Right? I care about it. And I think we fans should have the best possible quality possible, and that's, it just irks me that there's such a, I hope to, and listen, I'm only 42. So I don't want to believe I've hit old man, get off my lawn status yet, but I feel like I'm getting there. I hope to goodness that these leaks are coming from people that are, and I mean no disrespect to the younger generation. I know this is going to sound pretentious and condescending, and I don't mean it to, okay? There's a lot of wonderful young men and women out there that are mature and that wouldn't do this. But, if these leaks are coming from guys my age, dude, what the fuck are you doing? We grew up in an era without the internet. We should understand patience, especially when it's only one more week. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I hope these leaks are coming from fucking teenagers and 22-year-olds that just grew up in a digital age and have the patience of a fucking, I don't know. I can't think of a good analogy, but the patience of somebody that's got no patience. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, don't do that, man. Come on. Anyways, I appreciate the kind words. I do. Thanks, David. Nightly Gaimo, my man. Nightly, one of our executive producers on It's Me, Billy. Big shout out to Nightly. If it wasn't for Nightly, It's Me, Billy would not have been possible. Nightly, you are the fucking man, my man. He sends in $4.99. He says, "Hey Dave, now that it's out, do you recommend watching the trailer? I know next to nothing about the plot, but sounds like it shows too much." Well, it does show a lot, but I mean, if you're a Halloween fan, you gotta watch the trailer. You know what I mean? I mean, we all got to watch it. You know, even those that say, I'm not going to watch, I'm just going to watch the movie when it comes out. Hey, listen, if you got the willpower to stay off social media, to not watch my shows, to not watch anybody else's shows, and you're just totally fucking, then all power to you, man. All power to you. Sincerely, all power to you. But if you're a big Halloween fan, you kind of, you know what I'm saying? So, but discretion. Tony Moran Unmasked sends in another $4.99 and says, last week people also leaked the entire 5-minute preview of Jurassic World Dominion, not set to play in front of F9 until tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard about that too. I rolled my eyes at that too. And let's see, Berserker X, is that correct? Sends in $4.99, says, we need a few, or at the very least, one good chase scene in this film. More suspense as well. 2018 film lacked those intangibles, thoughts. Yes, I could not agree more. The one chase scene we had in Halloween 18 where there was an opportunity to build that suspense stopped after like 30 seconds. And that, of course, is when she's running away after she finds Oscar's dead body, and the Shape Hunts Allison theme kicks in, and I could not agree more. Halloween 18 was largely void of any suspense. There was no suspense. There was very little mood in that movie. I'm not saying it's a terrible movie. I'm just saying when you think of Halloween and Michael Myers and fucking shit. So I'm hoping that we see this. We see some nuanced moments. You know, it's not all just beating the shit out of each other and vigilante justice. I mean, that's what this trailer was, but I hope there's more nuance in there as well. You know what I mean? And moments of genuine suspense, genuine, real tension moments. Third Man sends in $4.99, says, Michael survived the fire by closing himself between the steel door to Laurie's secret gun wall. It's in the trailer. Too much showing. I didn't notice that. I didn't see that, but you may be right. I'd have to go back and watch that. Okay, I got to wrap this up here, guys. So slow down on the super chats. I really appreciate it, but let's start to slow down on them a little bit if we could, please. Let me go back here. Yeah, more came in. Wow, you guys are really... Okay, there we go. Okay, let me go down. So slow down on it. Holly Klein sends in $2. Holly Klein, where are you here? Holly Klein sends in $2. Thank you, Holly. Says, much love, Dave. Always a supporter. Thank you very much, Holly. Really appreciate that. Let me bring you back over here so I can see you guys a bit better. Let's see here. Jonathan V sends in $1.99, says, do you think Tommy will survive? I do, yes. The whole trilogy, I don't know, but I think he'll survive this movie. Juan Rivera sends in $5. Thank you, Juan. Says, in my opinion, the 2-minute plus trailer is getting the wheel spinning again. We still have 1 hour and 30 minutes of the movie that may be suspenseful. I say let it kill. Halloween Kills 2021. No, and you're absolutely right. Right, exactly. Yeah. But we hope it's there because it largely wasn't in the other one. So we hope it's there. We shall see. Super chat comes in from R, just sends in $5. Thank you, buddy. Says, Dave, what do you know about the Freemasons running Hollywood and most of the world? You've been around the industry your whole life. Curious what you've heard. Sincerely, not much. I don't know. I do know that there are people that are Freemasons in media and in Hollywood and in entertainment. I'm not one of them. I don't believe my father was. Now, if my father knew people who were, that's a different story. I wish my father was still alive today because I'd love to be able to talk to him about it. But I know very little. Directly, anyway. I might know some Freemasons and not even know it because I do know a lot of people in the business, but I don't know. Okay, guys, again, slow down on the... I really appreciate it, but slow down on the super chats. I have to get off here. I also have to pee, too, so that's not good. Movie Chat and More sends in £5, says, I think here in the UK, the cinemas will be fully open. I hope they are for you, too, Dave, in the Great White North. Good luck to you, buddy. Thank you very much, Movie Chat and More. I appreciate that. I hope so. The movie theaters are planning on opening at some point this summer here in Canada. Fingers are crossed that's going to happen. Jimmy Morecraft, sends in $4.99 and says, what do you think of the decision to leave out the 1978 flashback scene? Smart? Yes, I agree. Smart. That is something that I think should absolutely be experienced in the theater. I believe it was smart to leave it out. And Mike Ski sends in $5 and says, the way Laurie's talking about Myers, I really hope that they maintain the shape's essence. Love, it's me, Billy, by the way. Thank you very much, Mike. I really appreciate that. And I could not agree more. I really love that line. I really do. I love that line. It's very Dr. Loomis. It's very Dr. Loomis. I really, really love that line. 100%. Tommy Jenks just sends in $1. Thank you very much, Tommy. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, I think I have exhausted this stream for now. I really appreciate everybody that has tuned in. You guys are amazing. You know you're amazing. Thank you to my great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, and Chris Baber for doing all you do. Tabitha was working overtime tonight. Tabitha, you are amazing. Thank you to the super chat questions that came in today. Appreciate that. The non-super chat ones that came in today as well. Although I know I didn't really get to them, my apologies. It just was a lot going on, as I'm sure you can imagine. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in. We hit over 1,000 live viewers today. I believe it was up to like 1,070. Nearly 1,100 of you were tuning in live. And even still, there's still 624 of you watching right now. You guys are amazing. If you're new here, thank you and welcome. I appreciate you tuning in. Stick around. We're going to be talking Halloween, man. It's now we're leading up to it. We're leading up to it, baby. You guys are amazing. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your night. And where's my Patreon card there? There it is. Hey, if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. All my links are in the description to my Facebook, my Patreon, my my official websites, my IMDb, my Twitter, Instagram. It's all down there. Check them out until your heart's content. I'd appreciate the follow if you want to. That is, if you don't want to, well, that's okay too. Maybe you're somebody that leaked the trailer and is like, I'm not fucking following that guy. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. And we will be talking about this more. Don't you worry. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, comment below after too. If you're watching this after the fact, comment below and let me know. Comment below and let me know what you thought of it. Alrighty. In the meantime and in between time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.